What's going on, YouTube? We're doing two videos today because we did a little financial one, but we're doing a little politics and slash culture one because the news is coming out today. The big headline is Biden, president, vice president, ex-president Joe Biden came out and basically they've came out and stated he's tested positive for pancreatic cancer, and it's like serious level pancreatic cancer, metastasized. And as far as I understand, I'm no expert on this kind of thing, but that means it's in your bones at that point, basically, which is not good. And they're coming out and announcing this to the public. They're letting everybody become aware of this. The problem is, they're coming out. They made their little news release, their press release, and stated this. The problem is, this kind of cancer, the general consensus, it seems to be, is not that quick acting. And if he had this level of the cancer, the metastasization of it, I guess if that's how you'd say that, he's at a late stage of this cancer in its development, and it would have taken years for this to happen. There's already the mill of the headlines and stuff is starting to run, but honestly, I don't think you're going to dispel it because it seems like that is the case, that they've known that he had this cancer. It just so happens it's pancreatic cancer, and he didn't either perform or release the results of this, not pancreatic, prostate. I apologize. This prostate test that they would have tested for this cancer, and it just so happened George Bush and Trump in his first term got this test and had it done. And it just so happens Biden didn't have it done or didn't release the results. One way or the other, you don't have the results. Everybody else came out and showed the results. And it just so happens he actually has prostate cancer, late-stage prostate cancer. I think if you just come at this in the sense of what makes sense with the least amount of assumptions, you just what kind of adds up is Biden's had this cancer for a long time. He's obviously had other health issues. We've talked about that while he was president, all the mental health, and obviously his age was really showing it at a lot of points. Obviously a cancer diagnosis and him having some kind of treatment, I'm assuming, would also be deteriorating him body and spirit and all that. And honestly, it is sad anytime somebody gets cancer. I mean, he's how old, 80 years old at this point or whatever. Like, correct me if I'm wrong if you're a doctor in the comments, but as I understand it, the general way to understand it is you live long enough, you're going to get some form of cancer. That's just how it goes. So he's old as dirt. That's kind of what just happens. Doesn't make it less sad, but it is interesting and honestly to me aggravating that but it seems that they've been hiding this from the general public. And their plan was never to divulge this information, and he ran again, and he would have ran again, and I think maybe he's just falling apart a little too fast, so they were like, oh man, if he just can't win. It's just getting too bad too quick. But I mean, if they would have ran him again, you would have had a president who likely would have, I don't think it's out of the realm easily to say he would have died in office. People were speculating that before they even knew about a cancer diagnosis. He's kind of in rough straits. It's just, I mean, he's an old man. That's what it is. But they hid this, just throw it on the heap of things. Joe Biden and his stutter, that was one. His mental health not declining. They were denying that till the bitter end. He was sharp as a tack and all that. It honestly is just something that's been, I don't know, it's almost like somebody spitting in your face in the sense of just like, oh, you see this thing? You notice this thing? Well, it's not happening. You're wrong, and you're imagining things, and it's just, the more they do this, I think the more it deteriorates their position personally. So I find it aggravating in one way, but I think it actually helps the cause of anybody who's outside of politics and outside of the news in a lot of ways to be not pay that much attention. But then you're like, oh yeah, I remember they said he was healthy and everything was great, and then you watch one clip and you go, holy shit, that looks really rough. He's obviously, to any person, to the layman, he is not doing well. And I think it kind of rips apart the credibility of anybody who is coming out and saying that. So anybody who comes out and lies like that blatantly and purposefully, this is not oh, we just didn't know, and he somehow nobody knew he had cancer, and it just popped up randomly. The same thing with the mental health decline. Everybody thought he was fine, and it just so happens it just flipped a switch one day. This has been the case for years at this point. And I think it's a solid argument advocating for people of this age just not to be running for office at this point. I think there should be an age cap. Like, there's a minimum on the age. I think there should be a maximum. Then you can get rid of some of this probability of having problems like this. But I wanted to know what you guys think. There really isn't much to this story other than that. There is a clip circulating that he came out in, I think, 2021 or 2022. He actually came out and stated that he had cancer. And then the White House in general and the press came out and kind of covered for him and just said, oh, it was just a mistake. He didn't mean to say that. He just garbled the words a little bit, and he didn't actually mean he actually has cancer or anything like that. And they tried to cover it up. So maybe he did have this cancer back in 2022, and he actually accidentally admitted it, and then they covered for him. One way or the other, it's a bad look. Like I said, another piece of sand in the heap of times the media has lied. I think it'll come out eventually what actually happened. Somebody will leak it some way or another, and then we'll see if they were lying the whole time or not. But I'd give it like 70-30 chances that maybe the media didn't know, but the White House knew, and there's insiders that knew the whole time, and they hid this from the public. And I personally just disagree with that way of handling things. It should be as transparent as possible, and that's not ever what we get, sadly. But I don't know. You guys let me know. Leave a like if you liked it, got something out of it. Dislike it if you didn't. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow.